Hello everybody, welcome to Hack That Funnel Radio. We have a very cool episode today. In today's episode, we're talking to somebody who not only understands YouTube and is an expert in YouTube, but we're talking to somebody who also understands marketing, who has taken marketing and YouTube and slammed the two together to help hundreds of entrepreneurs build their businesses with YouTube videos. So we're going to be talking to her. Her name is Marley Baird. Marley Baird is a YouTube video marketing expert. She's helped hundreds of entrepreneurs, and she built her own business using YouTube. And once she saw those results, she then took those results and created it for her customers. And now she's sharing it with a broader audience. So we're going to be learning today from Marley Baird. We're going to come over to the intro, and then we're going to welcome her onto the podcast.
I have spent the last 5 years building hundreds of marketing funnels and systems for over 100 clients, and I can tell you, most of you are skipping the most important part of the funnel build. There is a secret step-by-step blueprint that makes every sales funnel profitable. What is it? That is the question, and this podcast is the answer. My name is Ben Moote, and this is Hack That Funnel Radio.
Today. So Marley, thank you for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it. We're tossing this on YouTube. We're tossing a bunch of places. So YouTube is your area. Thanks for being on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. So excited to be here.
Awesome. So really, I want to kind of let you introduce yourself to everybody. So how did you get started in video marketing, and why did you jump in the deep waters?
By accident. Don't most people, entrepreneurs, start their business by accident? I was a dental hygienist, believe it or not. And I knew that I didn't want to be a dental hygienist for my whole life, and I wanted to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. I just didn't know that it was going to be like online and YouTube and all that fun stuff. But even as a kid, I would steal my dad's video camera and make videos with my cousins and just be make funny little newscasts and stuff. And then who knew that now I would do video full time. But I was a dental hygienist, and because cleaning teeth is kind of boring, people don't like going to the dentist, so it's also not as fun to work at one. So I was doing their social media between patients just because it was something to do. I was good at it. It was creating content just kind of came easy to me. And their IT guy at the dental office saw that I was doing this, and he was like, "Hey, can I refer you to one of my other clients who needs social media help?" And I was like, "I don't know, sure, I guess so." He referred me to all of his clients. So that was the beginning of everything. And then the business started growing. I didn't even realize this was a business. I had some people that I was like, "Sure, I'll pay me a few $100 or a couple thousand or whatever, depending on how much I was doing for them." And then that started the business. And then further down the line, I wanted to leave dental hygiene and go all in on this business. And the decision was made for me when my husband, fiance at the time, we were 2 months away from our wedding, had a terrible dirt biking accident. And he couldn't work because he was injured and couldn't really move or walk or take care of himself. And someone had to take care of him. So I told the dental office, I can't come back to work today. And that's when we went all in.
Dang. So you went all in. The rest is history at this point.
Yeah.
When at first you were doing social media marketing, is that correct? And then you switched over to video.
Yeah. So at this time where I had to go all in, I was doing full-time dental hygiene, and I had some social media clients on the side, and I was like, okay, well, to pay for our wedding and to our honeymoon and pay the bills while losing both of our incomes because he couldn't go to work, and then I wanted to take care of him, I need to get more clients and make more money from this. So I started making videos for myself so that I could get more visible. And from that, started getting really great results. And then I went to my social media clients saying, hey, I'm doing this for myself. Do you want me to do videos for you now too? And so I reverse engineered what I was doing for me, for my clients, and got amazing results for them too. So then we moved exclusively into video, and I learned everything that I could about YouTube, and still do. Obviously, there's so much to learn, and it never ends. So that's how we really started to move from just social media into YouTube and video.
At what point do you feel like you're actually an expert in this? Because, you keep learning, and you're like, I think I'm doing this. I'm getting some people results. Am I an expert yet? Do you ever feel like you're an expert?
It's funny. It's weird to say that. I'm an expert. I don't think that I'm the top of the heap. You can even, we're always growing as people, but it's something that I have niched into, and that it's something that I'm so passionate about. And that I think if we're looking at people who know social media and people who know video, like this is something that I put my heart and soul and just all of my time into. So it feels weird to like, part of my ego wants to be like, no, don't put yourself out there. But I think that I've done the time.
Yep. No, I hear that, because at some point you're just like, I can walk around confidently. I remember I went to a Funnel Hacking Live and I was walking around going, I know exactly what I'm doing. And I was just walking around. People were like looking at me and they're like, are you an influencer? I'm like, an influencer? I don't know. I'll let you decide that. I'm just walking around. I'm happy because I understand what I'm doing finally.
Right. Confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that confidence that comes in. I like that.
Yeah.
So, so at the beginning you were getting clients mostly from referral. Did that referral base just keep coming in, and that's kind of what lifted things off as you kept going?
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big things about video is that you build this sphere of influence, and because you're getting visible and you're willing to put out information and value and position your authority, referrals can come pretty easily. And it's just about being consistent and continuing to raise the bar with your content and the value that you give to other people. But yeah, at the beginning, all of the business was just from referrals. And then the videos that I would put out would just like elevate those referrals because I would keep positioning my expertise and my authority. And then at some point, that's where I started to go, okay, well, referrals are coming in really well, but I need to also fill my pipeline and fulfill the pipeline at the same time. So that's where we started to make funnels so that I could have inbound leads that were coming even from cold traffic, not just like people that were referred.
Got it. So funnels became the system that streamlined the intake.
Yes, absolutely.
Got it. So like, what kind of a funnel was it? Like an application funnel then, just to put in their information and you saw, yep, they qualify, no, they don't qualify, I'll call this person back, I want this?
Yeah, application funnels worked really well, but that wasn't my first one. My first one was actually, I sold a course for like $37. I gave away the whole farm for $37. It was crazy. And so it was an automated webinar. And it was a masterclass where I taught people how to do what I do. But then at the end of it was like, I went over this in 45 minutes. Now, if you need more, here's the whole course, like that you can buy for $37 a month. And it went really well. And from that, like I could give people that value on the front end, and then they can go, well, how much would it cost for you to do it with me or do it for me? So that was one of the first things that we did. And then we moved into, like you said, a case study funnel, an application funnel, but on the front end was a case study to show like, here's the results we've gotten for clients. Here's how you can like learn how we do this. And so then the next thing was a video of me explaining the results that we got for clients and how we do it. And then the end of it going, if you want support, like click link below to apply to work with us. And here's like, we cost anything from $1,000 to tens of thousands of dollars. So click link below and apply, and we'll see what exactly you need. Got it.
So people started to ask you specifically, I want to work one-on-one with you. I need that help. Did you have that built out in the back end, or were you like, oh, I got to create packages for this stuff?
We had it built out, but then we came to a point where I had to slow down on the lead generation to be able to fulfill. Like for me, quality of work and sticking to my commitments is like the most important thing. Like I will get so fired up about it because even like, I mean, we probably all had that experience where we paid someone or bought something and it didn't meet our expectations. And how disappointing is that? That, I don't want to give this person or this business like any other future business because it let me down. It didn't meet my expectations or it didn't fulfill me. And I want everyone that I work with to I want the reputation that people go, Marley's company over delivers. They gave everything and they went above and beyond. And so if I don't have the ability to do that, I need to look at my systems and slow down to speed up. That's exactly, and we've done it a few times in the business where things are going so great. It's a good problem to have when you have so many new clients being onboarded, and then go, okay, pause. Next clients that are interested, we put them on a wait list, or we say, like, give them the expectation. Awesome. We're going to get, like, we'll just take your deposit for now and we'll get started in 2 weeks, just so that there are clear expectations. It would be a nightmare to me if someone came to me and said, you didn't fulfill on this, or I haven't heard from you, what's going on? Because I know what that's like as a consumer. And I also I want to be someone with high integrity and the best quality for my customers.
Well, there's this ugly sinking feeling that happens when somebody says that, right? They're like, I expected this. And you're like, oh, I did not. I guess I did not. And
right.
You want to do it over, do it better. So at what point did you have your team? Because I mean, you streamlined your input, And then your output just kept exponentially growing. Did you have a team at that point, or when did you actually bring in a team to
Yeah.
take on your
So
expertise?
about a year ago, it was me and my husband and my brother, and it was just the three of us. And then my next hire was like an executive assistant to help with the operational stuff and the day to day. And then even that, like as things grow in the business, I need to look at like where my time is being spent, where other members of the team their time is being spent, and is that their superpower? Is that their specialty? What are they actually good at? What do they want to be doing? Because what I love might not be someone else's superpower, and what I struggle at is someone else's strength. So I was able to look at like, what do I do in a day, and what do I actually need to be doing? What's strategic and is actually going to help me move the business forward? Like something I had a really hard time letting go of was the video editing. That I was like, oh, I'm this snowflake unicorn. I'm the only person that can edit. Like it's an intuitive thing. I can't teach this. Well, how limiting would that be if all I did was edit videos? And like editing videos is very time consuming. So I had to put myself out there and find out. And now we have a team of 5 video editors who are all incredible. And like now I can't even imagine editing videos because they are just so much better at it. And so that was a big reality check for me too, to go like, hey, you're not special. Like you are totally replaceable. Even as a CEO of a company, there are other people who can do your job better than you. And thank goodness for that, because now I can grow and scale the company, that I'm not the only person editing my videos, or I'm not the only person managing the clients. I'm not the only person posting on my own social media or sending the emails or building the funnels. And that's what allowed us to grow. So like from last year being the 3 of us, as of today, we have 15 members on the team, which allows us to put ourselves out there a lot more and serve our clients to the highest level.
Holy cow. So, okay, I'm not even going to ask about the stress about having that many people on, but at that point where your business literally outgrows you, like you've been trying to pump yourself up, like at what point, when it does outgrow you, is that a freak out moment? Like I keep listening to people who are in the same thing. Like I got people like, or my business knows how to do more than I do now.
Right.
I cannot go in there. And I'm like, that's dead freaking scary. Like I know that's limiting, but like, was it scary actually? Or am I just,
I guess like if you look at the big picture from the outside, it looks overwhelming. But because you're gradually growing it, it doesn't actually seem scary. And like I only take on what I can chew. And also bringing those team members on helped me to alleviate or to get things off my plate so I can take on more. So in this way, it's incredible. Like it's exciting to me every time I bring on a new team member, because I look at these individuals who are choosing to work with my business. Like they're giving up the majority of their time to help fulfill my dream. And in the best part of that is that I get to lead them and also fulfilling theirs. And so it's very exciting to me to go from like CEO of a company and like doing everything tactically myself to now being able to lead this incredible team. And everyone we bring on, like having people that are a good cultural fit is one of the most important things. And it's exciting to me that's like, I thought that like growing my business and like making more money and whatever, like that's exciting too. But what has been so surprising to me is just like being a leader and being able to lead this team of 15 people has been the most rewarding.
Does it feel like you're almost in a coaching program with your employees? Like you're like helping them grow and discover and do these things? Like, does it feel like you're a one-on-one coaching program, or is it more like a step back? You just get to see the growth as you keep throwing stuff at them.
That's a good way of putting it, actually. Kind of, yeah. That they all have different zones of genius, but we all have kind of the same goal. I like the way you put that.
It's because as we grow as an entrepreneur, we're trying to figure out how to do this. We understand the one-on-one coaching because we take those clients on,
right? And
so we do that. And then when you bring a team member on, if you approach it as a coaching, it makes so much more sense and it's so much more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Other than you just lose. There's a lot of Sharfin into that. You have to really got to focus into that. Alex Sharfin teaches that really a lot.
He's one of my favorite mentors. I love him so much.
Well, so here's a question. So who are your mentors? Like at this point, who do you turn to? Because I've heard people who are building their businesses and they're growing. They're like, I'm running out of people to go to. So who are you looking at right now? Who are those people you turn to for help?
I'm in Russell Brunson's inner circle. That was a game changer. And Alex Sharfin. Like those are my top 2. And I also am cautious about taking on too much. Like they're like shiny object syndrome, and there's so many mentors and teachers out there. And I unfortunately have signed up for programs that like let me down. Like I said, unfortunately, those people that you pay and like they don't deliver. And I'm like, I really wanted to like you. I know that you have the knowledge in you. It's just unfortunately your systems or your time. But Russell and Alex were the biggest game changers in my business, and the way that they also work with their clients, their customers, it's something I never want to lose sight of, and I never want to leave. Like I also talk about Alex Sharfin's program, that it feels to me like business insurance. Like things might be good and maybe I don't participate in the program day to day, but like when something happens, I know where I'm going to and I know who can help me, and it's Alex and his team. And his entire team, they go above and beyond. They have the highest integrity. Like I don't have enough adjectives to describe them. Like they are just incredible people, and they lead by example. I know Alex just put out a podcast called "Don't Lead by Example," but he is what I look at to go, that's how I want to be in my business and how I treat my clients, and also how I balance my family.
Got it. At what point in your business did you have to say no to potential clients? Like when did you have to say, I can't take you, I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Like, and you had to, I remember you talked about at one point you had to say no, you had to raise your pricing, and that was kind of a gut check. What was that?
Yeah, well, and there's been times too where like I had to do a wait list just to make sure that I could fulfill, like I mentioned. There were also times where I was like, wow, I'm getting amazing results for people. And, this was my learning phase. Now I'm solid in what I'm doing, so I need to raise my prices so that I can serve more people and be able to build my team so that I can serve more people. Like I take that money and I invest it back into the business so that we can make more impact. The other thing is also saying no to clients if they aren't a good fit for me. So how I talked about bringing in team members that are a cultural fit, I need our clientele to be a good cultural fit too. So if there are, even like you can tell from the sales calls, if there are people who are like high maintenance in the sales calls, I'm like, you know what, maybe we're just going to leave it right here. I don't know if this is how it is in our first conversations. I don't think it's going to be a healthy relationship for us moving forward. Or there was this time where a client came to me and they positioned themselves as a dating coach for men. They were not. They were more of a how to get women in bed in 30 minutes or less. And I was like, oh, no, thank you. Because I can't stand behind that. And if my name were stamped on that company to say I've gotten these results, I can't feel good about that. And that's totally fine. Like personal choices, that's fine. I'm married. I am in a monogamous relationship, and that's my values. And that's totally fine if he wants to do that, but not for me. So I also look at, is this something that I can get behind? Is this something that I can put my name on and say, I've worked with this person and I promote them to the world? Because that's what I do with my clients, is that I help them spread their message and their impact and get revenue and scale their audience and ROI because of it. So if I can't ethically do that for someone and feel good about it, then I have to say thanks, but no thanks.
Okay, so we're going to ask 2 more questions. We're going to do that at the end, and that's actually going to be saved here really quick. We're going to put that in the vault area. And so we'll talk about that in a minute. But Marley, thank you so much for your time. For those who are watching who aren't in that area, where can people find more about you? How can they find out where to get involved and where to go to for help on video?
Yeah, my YouTube channel is one of the best places. So we put out videos every single week that are like free training. So that's youtube.com/MarleyBairdMedia. Also find me on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm very active on my Instagram stories and have lots of fun there. But I also have something free that I'd love to give if I can.
No, please, go for it.
So I mentioned earlier in our podcast about an automated webinar that I had that I sold a $37 product from. Well, I've taken out the $37 product, and now it's just an absolutely free masterclass, like not even a pitch at the end. Russell Brunson would tell me not to do this because it's too much teaching, but we're going to do it anyway. So it's called How to Create 60 Days of Social Media and Video Content in 8 Hours. And you can get that at 60daysofcontent.com, and it's the number 60daysofcontent.com.
All right, I'll make sure there's a link to that. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Marley.
Thank you.
Dang, was that cool or was that cool, guys? I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, but I actually do something very, very special. After the interview is done, I actually record 2 more questions. Those 2 questions spark a whole new conversation, and I record those, and I'm happy to give you access to that. All you have to do is go to hackthatfunnelradio.com hackthatfunnelradio.com. When you enter your email address there, I will automatically give you access to every single interview's 2 extra questions and the conversation that sparks off of that. Go to hackthatfunnelradio.com to get your access now.